Hello Pisces and welcome to your reading. My name is Colette and this is my channel Inspiring Life Changes, and this is a reading today for all you Pisceans out there, a Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, Cusp Pisces. If you don't know where those placements are, there will be a free natal link in the description box down below for you to go and check that out. Also, for you cross watchers as well, before I forget, you cross watchers who are interested in a Pisces, are in a relationship with a Pisces, or you are interested in a Pisces, or you have been in a relationship with a Pisces, you may also want to check out your own placements in the astrological natal chart down below as well. And the reason that I'm saying that is because this is a general read, and you may not find your message here, but you may find it in one of the other placements. So if you don't know where those placements are, you can go and check that out, especially your Venus, because this is a Venus retrograde reading in particular that I'm doing today. I've been doing a whole series of them, following on from the you and question mark love readings that I started doing in the last cycle. It is still Gemini season. Venus is still retrograde and will remain retrograde up until the 23rd of this month, just after the new moon that's happening on the 21st. So I thought it would be a good time to just finish off with these Venus retrograde readings. So you might, like I said, go and check out where your Venus is in particular. Also, cusp Pisces, you're either going to be at the very start, on the kind of 0 point of your sign. You may want to check out the Aquarius reading that I've done as well previous to that. And also if you're on the kind of 29 degree, coming up for the 57, 58, 50 kind of 9 mark, you may want to also check out your the reading that I will be putting out after this, which will be the Aries reading, because your energy may kind of bleed into one or the other as well. So for these readings, what I am doing is separating from my deck of Mythic Tarot all of the cup cards, and then I'm shuffling and one card comes out, and so this is the card that you got today, Pisces, and it is the 8 of Cups. And the 8 of Cups is a situation of walking away from something. It's an emotional recognition in many ways that you've come as far as you can go with whatever this situation, relationship, this connection is. Because it's upright, I'm going to say, and I feel quite strongly, that this is something that you are willingly doing, that this is not something that is being forced on you as such. You are making the decision to walk away from this. The cups here kind of donate the situations that you've been through emotionally. This could be previous relationships, or it could be emotional situations that you have been through within this relationship itself. So you may have got to the point, or you have got to the point, I feel, Pisces, where you kind of feel that there's nothing more that can be done here. You've tried. All of these cups for me are saying that these are difficult and different ways of you trying to deal with this relationship, this connection. But none of them seem to have worked out for you. It's like you have been trying and trying and trying over again. So now what you're doing is literally walking away from it. You're releasing it, you're letting it go, but at the same time you are walking down into the very depths of your emotions. So it's almost like you're going down into the depth of your own psyche, and this is literally psyche in the Greek mythological deck. Psyche represents our inner world of emotions, what we carry with us, the psyche, you know, where we get the word psychic from as well, the kind of deeper knowing and understanding. So what you are doing, Pisces, is you are going down to the depths of your own emotional trauma, in a way, your own emotional upset, your own emotional I hesitate to use the word darkness, but there is a kind of darkness about it, a kind of sense of despair, in a way, of kind of like, what else can I do? There is nothing else. So you are walking down into that. It's like you're not ignoring it, you're actually doing the opposite, and you're actually going further and deeper down into it, because you are seeking answers from this. You are wanting to know. It may be situations as well that you're kind of recognizing, or you're coming to realize, shall we say, that this is repeating patterns as well. Again, it can be repeating patterns of previous relationships, or it can be repeating patterns from this relationship that just keeps going over the same thing. So you're going within in many ways to kind of question where that is coming from. So I'm going to use two separate decks here, one for yourself, Pisces, which will be this deck here, and the other deck will be for the person you have an emotional and energetic connection to. But because this is a general reading as well, you may feel that your story is within the other deck of cards. So if that's how it feels, especially cross watchers, if that is how it feels, you may want to swap the message over, swap the cards around so that it feels or resonates with you however it feels most truthful. So Pisces, let's see what's at the heart of your reading today with this Eight of Cups energy that I'm picking up on. And when I was doing my meditation, cutting my cards earlier, because I tend to hold my cards and meditate on them for a bit before I switch the camera on. That's what happens behind the scenes. As the cards were cut, the card that turned up on the bottom of the deck from the cut was the Nine of Swords. So that does also imply to me that there is a situation here where, although this is willing, although this is something that is being done, and again, this could be the cross watcher, it doesn't necessarily have to be yourself, Pisces, but this is an energy of what is happening around your relationship at the moment. And although it is willing, that doesn't mean that it's not painful. It doesn't mean that it's not causing stress, anxiety, sleepless nights, nightmares, feelings of being inadequate even as well, of questioning yourself really deeply. And because it's the Nine of Swords, of it kind of playing over and over in the mind as well. So the Eight of Cups there also has the moon in the background. So it is asking you to go within. It's asking you to go to that intuitive, understanding place of looking at, not just at the relationship, but looking at yourself as well, Pisces, and Pisces cross-watcher as well. Because the Eight of Cups cards is probably going to relate to both of you, although I do feel it's probably more for one than the other. So the other card that I got at the bottom of this deck of cards when I cut them, interestingly, was the Two of Cups. I don't normally talk about these, but it seemed quite important and relevant. And the Two of Cups was up the right way. So it does kind of imply to me that there is a deep connection here. You have the Page of Water. you have the Emperor, and you have the Eight of Earth, Pisces. So the Page of Water is a young energy. All the pages are young energy. Young, inquisitive, inquiring. Energies of, when it's water, it's cups, it's intuition, it's instinct. It relates to the signs of your own, Pisces, Scorpio and Cancer. And interestingly today, for me, these two flowers either side here are representing the cups, the two cups. Although there's a separation here, it's also like there's a kind of, I would say, a kind of psychic connection going on here as well, a kind of deeper feeling, that you feel each other on a deeper level. There's a lot of emotion around this. But I also feel on some level that somebody isn't necessarily maybe not taking this as seriously, shall we say, as the other person here. I feel that for one of you, it's more a kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Like playful, like, not a game. It's not that it's a game as such, but it's like one of you is much more, in some ways, I feel it's kind of unattached energy here. And it could even be that these two lotuses here at the bottom are kind of being drawn apart by the waves, by the ocean as well, as it kind of comes in and goes out. It's like things get further and further away. So this could also represent your energy here as well, Pisces, which is kind of what I'm picking up on here. And then maybe you're also needing to go down into this depths to kind of re-evaluate and re-find this energy within yourself as well. Because it has been heavy, whatever you've been through here, I feel as though it's been quite a heavy energy. Because over the top of this you have the Emperor. And the Emperor can imply a situation that has been very controlling in many ways, something that's been very what am I getting here? I always get this feeling of a battlefield with this card, that you've kind of taken yourself off this battlefield, or you are taking yourself off of this battlefield. That you no longer want to be on this battlefield. And you've also got the Eight of Earth that has come out with this as well, which is kind of implying to me that this is you working on yourself here. The two eights, the Eight of Earth and the Eight of Cups, it's kind of very similar with these. Like they're both different, they're both situations, they represent for me situations that have kind of occurred here. And I'm getting the kind of feeling of stunted growth as well, that something has been stunted here. That something wasn't allowed to grow, wasn't allowed to transform and become what it was supposed to be. And that could have been because of this controlling nature of this Emperor as well. And that it just kind of felt like a constant battle with this person. But I also get the feeling that somebody And just that energy that somebody didn't want to allow it to grow. It's just this allowing to grow, because the page kind of needs to mature and become more than he is or she is, than it is. Because here it is that very childlike energy, and there can also be within this energy a sense of needing to find a deeper love here as well. Like that somebody will accept you for, like, you know, all of your weirdness and wackiness and your inner person, who, you know, who you are, without trying to change you, without trying to turn you into something that you're not. So let's see what else we have here for Pisces. So that's the challenge here, I feel. The challenge is to kind of relinquish control of this, which I think with the Eight of Cups there as well is what you're doing here. You are relinquishing control. You are relinquishing, yeah, maybe control, trying to kind of leave it behind you, let it go, even though I do feel as though there's a strong attachment here. It feels as though it's stopped growing. It feels as though it kind of reached a certain point of, like, feel kind of a non-negotiable or like no return. Like somebody kind of stated their, you know, their truth or their desires about it, and it's kind of like the other person is not willing. So what is in the head of Pisces here? What is in the head of Pisces? What is Pisces aware of at this time, please? Universe. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay. So we have the Sun in reverse. So there's a lack of clarity here. And I do feel also you've got the Six of Cups here as well, which in reverse always reflects this child here, which I feel is this same energy here. This kind of wounded, maybe, part of yourself, that maybe this is even what you're kind of recognizing and needing to come to terms with, maybe even Pisces or Crosswatcher. So if you look at that card there, you can see reflected in this water here with these lily pads again, which kind of turn up with this card here that I was talking about earlier, is this younger version of this woman here who is looking into the water, and she's also clutching herself here as well. It's the Six of Cups in reverse. So the Six of Cups often talks about melancholy and things that are painful, things that aren't the way that you want them to be. It's kind of when you get to a stage with the Six of Cups, it's often when kind of this realization sets in, but we may not at this point in time be willing to also let it go yet. We may still feel that we can make a difference here. But I feel that the Sun in reverse as well could well have been this kind of clarity, this kind of moment of understanding, but again, because it's in reverse, it was something that was possibly something that kind of, although it's a victory, it doesn't feel like a victory. Although it's something that's working in your favour, ultimately, at this time, it's not feeling like that at all, because it's making you deeply emotional, and also possibly bringing up things from your past as well here, Pisces, or cross-watcher here. But we do have the Wheel of Fortune, which has come out with these two cards as well. So the Wheel of Fortune is saying to me that there has been a change. Something has happened, something has shifted. And I feel it's you kind of taking, or this realization here in many ways, that you kind of have gone through this awakening here, this painful situation, but you're now kind of beginning to see that it is almost like luck was on your side in a way, Pisces. I often see this card as a bookmark, and also a mirror as well. It can reflect things. There is this little face down here as well, which is kind of similar to me, of this little face peeking out of the water here. And I feel as though it's this person, this like within you, whether this is cross-watcher or you, Pisces. Again, I'm feeling more that this is your energy, of you kind of like recognizing this part of yourself, like a wake-up call to something, like something that was being controlled and not allowed to, like I was saying, like it was a part of you that I feel was beginning to stagnate. Part of you that almost like was calling out to you, Pisces, calling out to you as if to say, don't forget me, don't forget this part of yourself also exists. This is your inner nature. We have the Four of Air, which turned over here. So this is a time of, like a card, sorry, of time out, or a time of time out. This is time for you to sit back, and this is the placement of what you've been working through, what you've been working with. So you've taken time away from this situation, you've removed yourself, you've given yourself space in which to think things through, and you're trying to see things from all angles here. I also feel that you're trying to realize that it was a lucky break. That as much as you may have been attached to this person, because here she's got 3 feathers in her hands, and there she's got the other one, which often is seen as the swords. Air, 4 of Air is the swords, but in this particular deck, it's the feathers. And it represents the birds, the flying, the kind of open space, being able to escape from something. Because birds can just leave a situation as and when they need to. Unless, of course, they're in a cage. But for me, the 3 feathers here is talking about the 3 of Swords, the heartache, the situation of sorrow and sadness, the trauma, the recognition of something that is not how it appeared to be within the Three of Swords. There is always a healing process. There's always something cathartic within the three. Even though it's painful, even though it really hurts, it's like kind of a bursting of the illusion, and that leads to the Four, which is the time out and the space. And the kind of recognition of where you're at. And also just a kind of time for you to recuperate and heal yourself. But I do feel it's a very emotional energy as well. There's a lot of pain here. There is a lot of hurt. Again, though, I do feel that it could also have something to do with this inner child as well. This inner child that needs to be, and possibly why you're walking away from this now, in order to heal that inner child within you as well, Pisces. Not taking that. So the subconscious realm, the energy of what is below. Okay. So we have you again with the Five of Earth, removing yourself, or you felt as though you weren't kind of connected to this for quite some time. You felt as though you were kind of blending into the background. You felt as though you didn't really have much of a say even in what was going on around you. Kind of like a bit like being the part of the furniture is kind of what I pick up with this card here, this energy. If you see, all this kind of moss has grown over her. She's become almost like this statue here. And I also feel as though this is kind of you being not only closed in, but also you losing this identity. Something that was kind of possibly even here again, cloaking with this energy here, cloaking. Something was cloaking you. Something was like really, and I feel it's like a heaviness, like this cloak that he's wearing here. It's very heavy. It's very kind of overbearing in a way. And I feel that was kind of the energy that you were having to cope with or deal with. Let's see what else came out. Oh, okay. It did want to come out. The Three of Air. The Three of Swords, which I was talking about earlier, literally has come out under in your subconscious realm. And I do feel that this has got something to do with past, something that you've experienced in the past, which has kind of brought it to the forefront, even though you're not necessarily aware of possibly even a connection between what happened then and what is happening now. And that could be, Pisces, why you're doing this now, because you want to know. You, like I was saying, with this kind of realization here, without possibly even realizing it was a realization or a moment of clarity, because of the pain that it kind of brought with it. But I do feel as though there is this connection between where you are now and where you have been in the past. And this is always my ghost card. And if you look, the two cards are very, very similar. These two female energies. I don't think that it's the same person. They look different to me, but I could be wrong. But they're both dressed very similarly. and you can literally see through her dress at the bottom, which is why I always think of this as the ghost card, the kind of energy of something that's still, particularly when it comes out in reverse, something that's been around for a while that needs to be worked through. And with it coming out with this card here as well, it's almost like this is what's caused this to happen, because you've kind of lost this identity due to this energy here. If that makes any sense, Pisces. Like, this is almost what's hidden. You've hidden this behind this in a way, and you allowed it to happen because it was almost like a safety thing as well, like a safety, like you kept this hidden from yourself, not necessarily from anybody else. You kept it hidden, maybe even just from yourself. These two cards together. So let's see where this is leading you, Pisces. I'll just move my cards over and make some space. Where is this leading, Pisces? Please, what is the energy that Pisces is going to be dealing with in the future with this emotional and energetic connection that they have to themselves and also to another? Where is all this leading? Where is this leading, Pisces? Where is this leading, Pisces, in the future, please? With this energetic, emotional connection. Okay, often when this happens, it's because I've got something else that I need to say. And what I'm kind of picking up here and what I'm kind of being told is that you are free to fly. You are free to fly. That was the message that was coming through. You are free to fly, Pisces, even though you are a fish. You are a flying fish. That's what this is. This is the flying fish. This is you, the flying fish, Pisces. Enjoying life again. Having fun. You are free to do that. You're allowed to do that. Free to fly was the message I got. Okay, so where is this all leading? Where is this all leading, Pisces? Okay, well, it's going to lead you to a place where you're still, I feel, recovering, because it's in reverse. So you're kind of getting used to the idea that you are going to be doing something on your own here, Pisces. The Two of Fire is an energy of wanting to, I feel, rebuild your life. That's what I'm kind of picking up here. You're wanting to rebuild your life, but there's a lot of confusion around it at the moment. A lot of confusion. And we are moving into a time of Mercury retrograde as well. So, and we've got 5 planets going retrograde. So this could also have a lot to do with this energy. And so I'm kind of feeling that you need to be kind and gentle to yourself, which is what I think all these kind of pink hues are around you here. Kind of be subtle, be gentle, nurture your energy. Don't expect too much from yourself at this time. Is what I'm kind of feeling here. And you're lighting your own way here as well. You're lighting your own path. I also feel that you're not quite sure where it's taking you, and you're not quite sure where it's going, and it's kind of baby steps is also what I'm getting here. Kind of baby steps for you, Pisces. And you may also still have this reluctance. You may also have this kind of maybe even lack of belief in yourself at this time, that you can do it, that it is possible for you to do it. Okay. But we have on the bottom, I don't normally do this, but on the bottom of this deck, we have the Ace of Earth. And the Ace of Earth to me implies somebody who's very strong, independent, confident. And like I was saying earlier about something being stunted, as I was saying here, that something was stunted, like a part of you was stunted. I feel here that this is beginning, you're going to start growing outward again. You're going to start trusting and growing and looking for something new to put your energy into. So let's see what the message is for the other person here, Pisces. This energetic and, whoops, that's too many. I am not taking all of them. Energetic and emotional connection for Pisces, please. Okay. They have the Magician. Magic. Isis. Manifestation is the energy around this card. And if you look there, it also has this bird attached to her hand here as well. And so what I was getting earlier with this kind of, you know, you're free to fly, I feel as though this person has got kind of some hold or control over you here, which is what I was kind of picking up with this Emperor energy as well. Again, the Emperor doesn't have to be masculine. It can be female just as much as it can be a masculine energy. It can be the masculine within the feminine, and the feminine can be within the masculine. It's not gender related. It is just what the energies imply or mean. But I'm getting the sense of, with this person, that they are very, even though this didn't come out reverse, I get the sense that they are very powerful. That they have got a power about them. They've got kind of something about them that is... I'm also getting a sense of closed off as well, the way that she's got her arms over her chest here as well. That they're closed off. That you do it their way. And that they can be quite manipulative as well. Again, even though it hasn't come out reverse, this is kind of what I'm feeling here, that there's a kind of manipulative energy within this. And again, that thing about being able to fly, Pisces, being able to fly, that you're free to fly, and you still feeling, or this person still kind of energetically holding on to you here, which is possibly also what I was picking up earlier about your kind of psychic connection with each other. But this person, I don't feel that they've kind of got a particularly like they've got your best at heart, shall we say here. That it's very much about them. So what's the energy covering this person that Pisces has an energetic connection to? Emotional and energetic connection. What is their challenge at this moment in time? The Three of Staves. Yeah. Well, you've got the Two of Fire here in reverse. As their challenge, they've got the Three of Staves, and I feel as though this has got something to do with their energetic connection and power over you. Even the colour of the dress that she's wearing, again, it doesn't have to be a she, it can be a he. This is the card of, or cards of the goddess, so they tend to be more female energy in this card, in this deck. But what I'm feeling is that their challenge is literally kind of to let you walk away, and they're not wanting to do that. They're not wanting to do that. They've got their hand here, their hand here, held very firmly, and interestingly, it's also the same side as that bird is as well. So I feel as though this represents their energy over you. Almost like they feel as though they can just kind of play with you on an energetic level. They can just kind of, you know, kind of snap their fingers and expect you to come running, and you will, or you have done in the past. And maybe that's where they're still at, that they're still kind of in that place of thinking, Pisces won't leave me, they'll be back, I've still got hold of them. That's kind of what I'm picking up here. They see this as a happy union. They see a reunion. They do. They see this reunion in their head. They have this belief. And I feel that this, again, this is them and this is you. This cup here is you. And they kind of feel as though they can just kind of, you know, take you down from the shelf, if you like, as and when it suits them. And then put you back on the shelf, so to speak. So in their head, this isn't over. In their head, they still have you in the palm of their hand, is what I'm kind of picking up here. Pisces. Again, this could be the other way around. This could be the cross-watcher that I'm talking, or you Pisces I'm talking about now, but I get the feeling it was the other way. I get a strong feeling this is the other way around. So what is it that this person, that Pisces, has this energetic and connection, energetic emotional connection with, that they've been working through, getting all Okay, the Nine of Swords. Now this, interestingly, was the card that was on the bottom of the read, of the cards when I cut the cards earlier. As I was saying, the Nine of Swords, which was an energy I was feeling before I even saw it. And the Strength card. Again, it's in reverse, but I mean, sorry, again, it's upright, but again, I get the feeling that this person has this. Now we've got the Nine of Swords and the Nine of Cups here. The Nine of Swords is in reverse. So they are feeling this energy of I feel like having to let you go, or because it's almost at the 10, it's almost that point of completion, of knowing that something's complete, but it's in the reverse, so they don't want to accept it, they don't want to know, they don't want to see that you are, I feel, escaping, because there's also this card here, and it's kind of got these I'm feeling again this energetic energy here, which is kind of tying her up. It's almost like you are escaping. It's almost like you're releasing yourself from this. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm feeling, is this kind of releasing. But they have strength. They have the inner strength. They're the ones with all the strength, Pisces, here. Or at least they think they are. They believe they are. But I just get the feeling that this is like manipulative. There's a manipulative quality here, almost like, you know, these cords that bind is kind of what I'm getting here. These cords that bind you in a way. But they have the strength to kind of, and maybe it's the mental strength as well. You've got the Strength and the Magician card there. And there's all this lightning around the outside of this as well. And lightning for me can kind of talk about the mind as well, the flashes. And it's quite a dark, foreboding card to me, this one. And talking of the completion, we actually have the Ten of Swords come out, which is really interesting because you have the 4 and then the 3, and they have the 9 and then the 10. So that's a very interesting kind of continuum. Both swords. So it's all about the mind. And I do feel as though it is about manipulation, game playing. game playing. Down, this is in their subconscious. This is them kind of being aware that there is this ending, there is this finality. I also feel on some level that this person may have used their communication, may have used their strength to be very attacking and vicious and kind of not just controlling, but also to kind of put you in this place. This place of, and I kind of feel low self-esteem here as well. It's a very interesting read, Pisces. Interesting, because again, if you look at the back of this card, it has kind of got lightning flashes there again as well, which I was picking up with all around the edges of this card here. They have strength of mind. They definitely have strength of mind, and it is strong. It is strong. And they have the Six of Swords. A lot of mental energy here. A lot of very powerful. What I'm feeling with this card is this person is going to follow. And I was saying earlier, it's almost like these two, like you trying to fly and they're following behind. But they will follow, is what I'm kind of picking up here. So let's see what the Moon Wisdom cards have to say. And the Six of Swords is often about leaving a situation behind and moving into calmer, more serene waters. But I'm kind of feeling more that it is about this person following you, whether that's mentally or physically. I feel in many ways that this person's really got into your head, which is possibly also why with this Eight of Cups, it might also be a good idea for some of you Pisces out there who may be experiencing this to actually try and find some professional help with this, to get to the bottom, to talk things through with somebody about this situation. So what does the Moon Wisdom cards want to say to you, Pisces, at this time? What's going on here? Okay, so we have a personal issue reaches resolution. And the crab, Cancer, the energy of the full moon in Cancer. This is about safety. This is about security. This is about, I feel, you needing to find somewhere where you're safe and secure. Can also talk about kind of childhood issues again as well. And it's also come out with the Taurus card, which says prosperity lies ahead, which is the new moon in Taurus. But prosperity doesn't have to necessarily be just about finance. It can also be about like your life beginning to kind of grow and blossom, and you to actually feel more fulfilled as a person, as an individual. But that can also be prosperity in your environment around you. And because the two have come out together, I kind of feel that that's what this is about, that this is about you moving into a place where you're going to feel more like physically much more safe, secure, and kind of abundant within yourself, Pisces. So let's see what we have here for the light angel cards. What are they wanting to say to you here? Okay, first of all we have hope. And it says, hope indicates that the sun is about to come out in an area of your life. The angel wisdom reminds you that your spirit is immensely resilient and powerful, so keep faith with your dreams and visions. Remember, the universe wants you to have your heart's desire. It is simply waiting for you to believe you deserve it before the angels bring it to you. Do your part by deciding what you truly want, then send out positive thoughts for the changes you seek and for the fulfillment of your wishes. Ask the angels for help and they will fan the sparks of potential and bring them to life, which is what I feel this is about. Hope is a magnetic quality which attracts the great and beautiful into your life, which could also be what this is about as well. And the affirmation here is, I am eternally optimistic. So that's what you need to do in this situation. You need to find the optimism and the joy within yourself again, which is possibly this energy here, this playfulness, this kind of finding yourself, your inner self, I feel. But it's also come out with choices as well. So choices say, when you worry about decisions, it means that your mind is trying to control your life, and that results in choices made from your ego. Your angel guidance is to consider and evaluate all the options, then let go of your head and choose from your heart that which gives you greatest joy and feels right. Do not act from foolish impulse, however, rather from divinely prompted inspiration. Which could be what this card is saying here. That this person kind of works or acts on their ego, their desires. Also with this magic card here as well. Do not act from your foolish. Sorry, I've just read that. Make choices for the highest good. Remember that if something is not for your highest good, it certainly is not for the highest good of those around you. So let go of false feelings of responsibility for others and choose with wisdom. Become still and attuned to your soul. Ask your angels for guidance and help. Then from your point of deep inner stillness, make your choices easily and spontaneously. And the affirmation is, I choose for my highest good, which could also have something to do with this card as well. It's kind of time out. But I also feel that there's a message in here as well for the cross-watcher or whoever it is that this is about. To let go. That if it's not the right thing for you, you have to let it go. Because I do feel as though this other energy here is very strong, very determined, very much wants to hold on. But I get the feeling that you, Pisces, want to move beyond this. So I hope this has been of some help to you. If you have liked my video, please could you like it up for me, thumbs it up, because it gets it out into the bigger YouTube world where the algorithms pick it up and then it gets put out onto the bigger stage, and then more people can come back and look at my channel and hopefully subscribe, which is what I'm trying to get people to do. Subscribe to my channel and so I can grow it. Thank you very much to those of you who have subscribed to my channel recently and previously. I really do appreciate it. And please could you also leave me comments as well, because I do really like to know what's happening for you out there and what my readings are meaning to you. Thank you very much to those of you who have left me comments, and for those of you who I haven't managed to actually answer yet, I will be getting on to that. So please, if you haven't subscribed already, could you please do that as well? And tap the bell so you can get the future videos as and when I put them out. If you feel that anybody else out there may benefit from my messages, please could you also share it with them. And I think that's everything. I'm just going to say wish you all the best here, Pisces, and hopefully I will see you again soon. Take care.